Freightliner, Freightliner, Freightliner. I'm tired of having this conversation with you. Why is it that your wiring systems suck? Welcome back to GasDiesel Garage, guys. My name is Jack, and I'm here to make sure you don't get screwed by the dealer. So if you got a Freightliner Cascadia, stay tuned because we're going to get into wiring harness issues again. Well, first and foremost, like and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of stuff because I do a lot of videos on dealer defects like what we got here in this video. If your side radar doesn't work, it's because your wiring harness shorted out. And here's your wiring harness. These are the two that go to the side radars on the right side of the vehicle behind the steps in that little box, which I'll show you later on in the video on where this is actually located. And you see this right here? That could have all been avoided with a 5-cent piece of plastic that the dealer could have put in there, or even zip tied it better. But anyways, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get into what causes this problem and how to find out the problem. Well, obviously, because you got the light on the dash saying side radar doesn't work, which I'm sure you saw in the pre-roll of the video. So let's just get into it. Well, let me first start out by saying what this side radar does. Now, if you look in your vehicle, if you're driving a Freightliner Cascadia, you'll see a little light on your A-pillar that blinks when a car approaches on the right side that you can't see. And if the radars are not working, that light's not going to come on. And obviously that little that freaking noise that you get, which probably scares the hell out of most drivers. But it's a good thing to have fixed because you don't want to crush and kill a family by changing lanes. And it works with your changing lane stuff also. So do us all a favor. Check to see if your wiring harness is messed up on this because I assure you, I don't want my family getting taken out by a big old semi truck just because of a dealer defect. And I'm not sure if Freightliner has actually addressed this problem or not, but they really do need to. But if you're an owner and operator on these trucks, I suggest you take a look at this video and do a quick fix on it, and you should be on your way. Or take your truck back to the dealer and say, hey, fix this damn thing and stuff because it should have been made better. Now, if you look on the passenger side, right by the steps, this box right here, this houses the two radars that are in question on why they are not working. So what we're going to do is just take that box off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now you just take your T30 Torx and hit these 4 bolts right here. There you go, your 2 radars. Now, why they're not working, I can show you exactly why. And this is a common Freightliner issue. Why Freightliners decided they're going to design stuff like this is beyond me. Now, if you look down inside here, I'm gonna poke my finger through. See that? See how it's rubbing up against that? It happens on all of these Freightliners. The side radar harness rubs constantly up and down on that serrated edge of the aluminum. Now, why didn't they just take the outside here and insulate it, or put a piece of rubber or something so this doesn't happen? That is really ridiculous. Okay, if you guys got these messages on your dash like that, and also too, if you can see, got an ABS light on. Now, anytime you got any of those type of lights, I like to hook the laptop up to it and find out what exactly we got going on. Now, the first thing that's popping up at me is this right there. You see the Detroit Assurance Video Radar Decision Unit, the VRDU, terminal 30 is popped. Now, the only reason why that would pop is because it had a short, obviously. The circuit is open. So, we're going to jump down on the passenger side. We're going to open up the fuse panel and find terminal 30 to see if that's popped. And that's an active code, so let's check that out, find out why it popped, and I think when we be able to fix that, I'll find out why it popped. All those codes will go away. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you're gonna jump over to the passenger side of the vehicle, open up the door, and you're gonna take that cover off, that gray cover, and then you're gonna take the fuse panel cover off, that big black square looking thing. Now that cover detaches, as you can see. Pull it off, because being able to read those small little numbers is pretty hard. Okay, now if you look over here on the fuse panel map, if you look down here, I'll give you a tip on all this lane departure stuff and the front camera and all that. All of those fuses are going to be F63 to F67, so it's always good practice that I check every single one of those fuses, because they're all in cahoots together. Now that 30 amp fuse is right there, that F65. We're gonna go check that out. So let's look at F65. F65 is right there in the corner, the one that you can't see, and it is right under here. Well, hidden one. Go ahead and pull that out. Okay. Let's see if we can get a good picture of that. Yep, that would be popped. Let's see. Take a better picture. Actually, here's a better view of it. See up in there? Yep, that is not connected. Blown fuse. Now, to gain access to this wiring harness, go ahead and take the gray plug out, as you can see, and then you take the two 10mm bolts out of the bracket itself, and you should be able to slide the thing out. Here's actually a better view of what's going on. See how the harness rubs up against? Yeah, that'd be the reason why it shorts out. So we're just gonna pull this all out. All right. There we go. Now here's gonna be the fix for this. I like to use some wiring loom sheathing, which, as you can see, it's already got the slit in it. But if you have to, you can use some rubber hose and just slit it down the middle, and then you start feeding it in like you see right there. Okay, now we're moving on to actually taking the wiring harness out of the radar bracket. And as you can see here too, we got a pain in the butt clip, little gray clips that you got to take out. And yes, they're a pain in the butt. So just pop those things out and you should be able to remove the plugs and remove the harness itself also. Okay, so we got the new wiring harness, and you're probably wondering which one goes to which because both of the plugs are black, but you can see one's top and one's bottom, so you're not going to mistake them. Okay, so you got the wire harness all put back together on the bracket. Now it's just a matter of doing everything in reverse. You know, hook the wires back or plugs back up and put your 10mm bolts back on and go from there. Now, to really make sure that this doesn't happen again, I like to zip tie the harness to the DEF hose harness. And yes, it's not going to hurt anything. And look at there. Look what you got. It's not even touching the walls there. So now you know it's not going to happen. So zip ties are your best friends. Use it. All right. Now that we got the harness all replaced, let's go ahead and put that F65 back in. Go right there. There we go. All right. Well, okay, back inside the cab of the Freightliner Cascadia. There's a good sign. No more warning messages for the side radar not on board. Well, let's go one step further and check the computer. As we can see, we don't have most of those codes that were on here when I first started the video. The reason why that code is still existing is because we have to drive and recalibrate this radar. But FYI, when it said that terminal 30, it wasn't terminal 30, it was actually F65. Why JPro says it's a terminal 30, I have no idea. But good news is this problem is fixed. So now let's go drive this thing and recalibrate it.
it's supposed to feel.
Well, there you go. One wiring harness replaced among all the rest of the Freightliner wiring harnesses that I've had to deal with. But anyways, if you enjoyed this episode and you don't want to get screwed by the dealer, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
It's supposed to feel.